Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, we are going to be talking about Pedri's renewal. Pedri has just renewed with Barcelona until 2030, meaning that Pedri will be at Barcelona until he's 27 years old. It's a very exciting time for all Barcelona fans, right? Because Pedri is probably one of the best midfielders. He is one of the best midfielders in the world. Would I go as far as to say that Pedri is the best midfielder in the world? We'll see. I think that Pedri needs to reach those levels of scoring more goals, providing more assists. It's really hard for someone like Pedri to have a 15 to 17 goal contribution season because Pedri plays in a very deep position, right? Pedri is not a 10. Pedri is not a type of, let's just say, Kevin De Bruyne or somebody like Jude Bellingham, right? These pure number 10s. Pedri is a number 8 or a number 6, somebody who plays behind the number 10. And so we're going to be speaking about the comparisons between Pedri and Bellingham in a few minutes, because many have been talking about how Pedri is better than Bellingham or Bellingham is better than Pedri. I think that this is a very false argument because these two players play in very different positions and they have different roles. Of course, the Madrid fans want to say that Bellingham is better because Bellingham has more goals, provides more assists, and Pedri is trash. But their brains can't process the fact that, that Pedri plays in a different position. To them, playing as a midfielder is just one position, when you have to realize that there's 3 different roles within the midfield position. 3 different roles, and they operate in 3 different areas. So we're going to be talking about that in this video, but I want to talk about the renewal of Pedri and the importance for FC Barcelona, right? Obviously, right, Joan Laporta has renewed Pedri until 2030. That's a really good contract. And Barcelona are going to be looking to renew players like Gavi, Lamine Yamal, and Inigo Martinez next. So it's crazy, right, to know that the brokest team in the world apparently is renewing the players of the likes of Lamine Yamal, Inigo Martinez, Gavi, and now Pedri, right? We just renewed Araujo as well. Supposedly we're broke, but we are renewing all of these players, and we have other teams out there that can't even renew their own players, which is crazy, right? The brokest club in the world apparently, whatever. But it's a really exciting time. And Pedri did state this after the renewal was signed. Today, my renewal is the most beautiful thing that has happened to me in a long time. It's been a long time since I felt like this. I'm enjoying football, which after all is what I like the most. We have a good team, especially very young, which in a few years will be even better. Nice things are coming for FC Barcelona fans. So yes, it's true. Very nice things is happening right now for Barcelona because of how we ranked in 2nd place in the Champions League group table. We're doing very well in La Liga. Yes, I know that we are in 3rd place, but overall Barcelona still has the capability to go into 1st place. It's still mathematically very much possible. Yes, there is a 7-point difference, but with this team, knowing their perseverance and what they could do, even in very critical, very intense moments, this Barcelona team can win any game. With Pedri also being in the squad, continuing to be in the starting 11, this Barcelona team will for sure do great things. I remember back in 2019 when Ramon Planes pushed for Pedri signing, and everybody was like, bro, like Pedri really, he looks weak, he's fragile, he's only like 5'4" or 5'6", like what's going on here? There was a lot of pushback in this signing, and at that time, everybody was recommending other players out there from either Man City. Like everybody was saying, oh, no, we should get Kevin De Bruyne instead of Pedri. We need more of a attacking midfielder, somebody who is more experienced. Or somebody said, like, we need to keep Rakitic for another 2 years and Pedri has to sit in the back burner. Or somebody was saying, like, bring back Iniesta. Like, there was all of these crazy things. I'm like, dude, like, these solutions, they're not it. I remember back in 2019, I was also starting my YouTube channel, and Pedri was not a Barcelona player yet until 2020. And even I was a little hesitant on signing Pedri because I'm like, okay, he's just going to be a Barcelona. He's probably going to be at Barça Athletic or Barça B at that time. And maybe we just sell him for another like quick flip or whatever. But, we invested 5 million euros on Pedri at the age of 16 years old, and the gambling paid off. In total, Barcelona paid 27 million euros to Las Palmas because of how many times we have used Pedri in terms of appearances and all of these other like clauses and different like contract details. But 27 million euros for somebody like Pedri, knowing his level today, it was so worth it. And Pedri's only going to get better from here. He's still only 21? He's 22 years old. 22. That's That's young. Like, bro, like let me ask you guys this. Who was Xavi and Iniesta at 22 years old? Like, yes, some people were talking about Xavi and Iniesta. Like maybe the people within Barcelona were saying, okay, these two players, they have talents, but we'll see what they do. Like we might move on away from them because they're too fragile, too small, and not many people were talking about Xavi and Iniesta like that at 22 years old. They respected them. They just didn't think that they were going to be the players that we know them about today. Like, Xavi and Iniesta are legends now. And it wasn't until they reached 26, 24 years old where they reached their primes. And they were playing at such a high level where, like, dude, Iniesta and Xavi are, like, probably one of the best midfielders ever in the history of football. Pedri is 22 and he's doing things like this. Who knows what Pedri is going to be like when he's 25, 26 years old? It's going to be crazy. And so I do think that if there was one coach that can get the best out of Pedri in terms of goals and assists, it would be Hansi Flick. It is the coach that we have today. And Hansi Flick wants Pedri to be more daring, even though Pedri plays in a deeper position, even though he's in a double pivot with Casado, or sometimes Eric Garcia, or sometimes Gavi or Frankie, or whoever you want to name. Pedri is just that type of player, a player who is demanded to play in the position of Rodri and to score a lot of goals. A lot. It's funny, right? Because Rodri won the Ballon d'Oro because of what he has been able to do as a CDM. Could this be an early signal that Pedri in the future might win the Ballon d'Oro? We'll see. It'll take some time, maybe about 4 years from right now. Pedri for sure was always a fundamental player to Barcelona since 2020, September 2020, at the age of 17 years old. He was never a player that was like, okay, we're going to bring him in and he's going to be on the bench. No, Pedri was always considered to be in the starting 11. He has made 175 appearances so far, scoring 24 goals and providing 17 assists, also winning La Liga in 2023 and the Copa del Rey in 2021. He also recently just won the Spanish Super Cup with Barcelona back in January. We are in January. I mean, it is January 30th. But yeah, about 3-4 weeks ago, we just won the Spanish Super Cup. He also won the Euro with Spain last year in the summer of 2024. Unfortunately, he got injured with sustaining a left knee injury back in the quarterfinals against Germany. Unfortunately, like we wanted to see Pedri for the next 2 or 3 games. But he still partook in that competition and they won. So Pedri does have a Euro. He does have a league title, a Copa del Rey, Spanish Super Cup. He has trophies. I don't know why people say that Pedri hasn't won any trophies so far. He has won trophies. And so look, man, I know that all season we have been praising Lamine Yamal because of the way that he dribbles through players, finds those key passes from the right flank. He does all of these amazing things. The way that he scores his goals, like, bro, Lamine Yamal will be the best player in the world in a few years. But this team, Barcelona today, runs through Pedri and Pedri only. Okay, that is just how it is. And the fact that he has been able to stay injury free, because 2 years ago we were like, Pedri gets injured every freaking 3 to 4 months. So he picks up like 2 to 3 injuries per season. And we're like, is Pedri ever going to be the player that we want him to be? And this and that. And what, like, we have gone through a lot to get to this point, dude. Like, Pedri has been through so much at such a young age. I know for a fact he has learned from all of these mistakes, all of these obstacles and chaoses and stuff like that, all of these tragic events, that it got him to a point where I believe that Pedri will no longer be the player that gets injured 2 or 3 times a season. Yes, he will get injured eventually, but it's not going to be as serious as it once was before, right? Pedri is a much more mature player at the age of 22 years old, and he deserves it. He deserves the renewal. Very consistent. Not one injury so far for Pedri this season. Hopefully, I don't freaking jinx it. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna start swinging if Pedri gets injured. But if Pedri gets injured, fine. Like, I would just have Gavi and Casado in the double pivot position, or I would have Frankie and Casado. Why not? I mean, like, it is going to change the team, but it's not like we don't have depth. We have great depth. I now want to get to the conversation about comparing Bellingham and Pedri. And this is where I do invite all the Madrid fans to come in, because I know there's a lot of Madrid fans that watch me for some reason. I have no idea why. Maybe it's because I talk the most shit about Real Madrid and the players. But the reason why I do this is because like having competition and rivalry is fun. Like without rivalry and all this competition and Barça Real and Pedri Bellingham, Rafinha, Vinicius, without like these type of debates, it's not fun. Like football is not fun without these debates. I need these debates. It's what makes football just so entertaining. And yes, it kind of feels good to lose, but mainly because we're in the game. Yeah, it's just the fact that we are having these comparisons. We just know that we're gonna get one hell of a clash for the next couple of years. It's fun, okay? That's what I'm saying. Like that is the whole point, and the reason why I keep bringing up Madrid. It's fun. When Man City get to the highest level again, I want to compare Barcelona and Man City because it's fun. If Bayern get into the highest level ever, and then you have Musiala scoring goals, we're gonna have those comparisons of Pedri and Musiala. It's gonna be fun. I like it. I enjoy it. I like debates. I like rivalry. I like all these things, right? I like the tensions. I don't know. I'm a masculine person. I just enjoy stuff like that. If you don't enjoy things like this, then I don't know what to tell you. Okay, so comparing these two players. Bellingham is a player that I do think is very good. Don't get me wrong. Like when I try to compare Pedri and Bellingham, I'm not trying to say that Bellingham is trash and that he deserves to play at a trash team like PSG or something like that. Or a team like, let's just say Valencia or whatever. Bellingham is a player that is world class. He is. He's a world class number 10 and a great midfielder. Somebody who has shown that he can play as a false nine. He did that last season and he scored a lot of goals. And now he's playing in a slightly, I would just say the exact same position because now he's a 10. And Real Madrid don't really operate with a number 9 because Mbappe goes to the left and you know what I mean? Like they don't operate with a real 9, bro. Madrid is a fake team. So Bellingham has always shown to be a player that relies on two midfielders to be behind him, which is Modric and Kroos. Okay, this was the game plan of last season. Modric and Kroos, those were the two players that he relied on so he can go on and be free and to score as many goals as possible, be as problematic as possible in the final third, right? Because he was almost as a number 9, right? That is why his goals right now it is so high, is because he was in those positions. This season, now he's relying on Modric yet again with Valverde and this other midfielder named Ceballos or Cabellos or something like that, right? Some other midfielder who is from Spain. Those midfielders, Valverde, Modric, Ceballos, these players play behind Bellingham. They do. Bellingham does not play behind them because Bellingham is a number 10, somebody who wants to score goals. Knowing this, right, if you have Pedri and Bellingham together in the same team, right? If you have them in the starting 11, Pedri would be behind Bellingham. Bellingham would be the type of player to thank Pedri for giving him the foundation for him to succeed and score goals. Bellingham does not do the work in terms of building up play, organizing the tempo, organizing the play. He does not do that. Bellingham just says, okay,
I will be a midfielder, but I want to be the highest midfielder and to be as high as possible. And I want you guys, either Modric, Kroos, whoever, maybe Valverde, Ceballos or Ceballos or whatever his name is, and he's like, and I want you guys to set my foundation, build up the play, and I will finish off the whole play and score the goal.
That is who Bellingham is. Pedri, on the other hand, has to be, okay,
shut up. I know what you want, kid. Shut up. Get out of here.
So he's the one that's responsible for building up the play, setting up the tempo, organizing everything, making sure the players are in the best position possible to score goals. Pedri is that one. That is who Pedri is. So Bellingham has to be the player to thank Pedri for setting up the foundation. That is the reason why in the beginning of this video I was saying that these are two players with two very different roles. If you look at the heat map here, you can also see that Pedri is a player who plays everywhere on the pitch. There's a lot of red. You barely see any red in the box. Because Pedri is not that type of player. He's not a 10. He is not somebody who plays as a false 9. He plays as a very deep midfielder. And then you have Bellingham, who plays almost like if he was Vinicius or Mbappe, and then you see some red in the box. That is who he is, a number 10 who wants to score goals. So when you come to me, Madrid fans, or any fake Barcelona fans, or any Man City fans, or Bayern fans, and you come to me and say, Bellingham has more goals than Pedri, and that is why Bellingham is better. Shut up. It doesn't make any sense. That argument is false. It's almost like we're repeating the exact same thing of Messi and Ronaldo. Like, okay, everybody was saying Ronaldo has more goals. Ronaldo has 5 free kicks and 27 open goal scoring opportunities, whatever. I'm like, dude, of course he does, because he devotes his whole game plan and his whole style and training to score goals, to play as almost a number 9 or a false 9. Messi, right? Messi is a playmaker who plays in deeper positions. He takes accountability. He is responsible for creating play. He lets the number nines, the Bellinghams and the Ronaldos to breathe and to go score goals and put the cherry on top. We're having the exact same conversation here. Eventually, Pedri will get to those levels where he will exceed his own goals from last season. He will, because this position is very new to him, and Hansi Flick is giving him the time to really understand his position and his role. Right, he is going to be that player that is somebody like Rodri, who plays in very deep positions, but at the same time, he can find those goal scoring opportunities and find 10 to 11 goals to maybe even 15 goals a season. That is going to be phenomenal. Here is also going to be like another, I would just say another graph, another heat map of what Pedri and Bellingham did in their most previous games. On the left, you can see Barcelona and Atalanta. Yeah, on the left, and then on the right side, you have Madrid and Brest, right? And bro, like, it tells you right here on what I have been talking about. Pedri, who is number 8 on the left side, is behind the two midfielders, which is Gavi and I forgot who number 21 is. But yeah, Pedri is the one that is the highest. Okay, not the highest. He's the lowest, right below Gavi. He is the deepest midfielder. Then you have Araujo and Eric Garcia right behind Pedri, and then you have Bellingham, who is the number 5, and he is the highest midfielder. Right in front of, not behind, but right in front of Modric and Valverde. That is his main position. That is the areas that he does operate in. And the only thing he has to worry about is to receive the ball from either Modric or Valverde and score his goals. If not, he has 2 players in front of him, which is where his assist does come from, which is Mbappe and Vinicius. So you can see that everything is set up brilliantly for Bellingham, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that, like, what the hell? Like, I'm not mad or frustrated about this. It's smart coming from Madrid. It's really good. But if you're going to come to me and say, Bellingham has more goals and assists, and that is why he's better than Pedri. No, bro, like, you're lost. Like, Pedri and Bellingham play in different positions. And then when we compare Pedri and Bellingham in this graph here, we can see that they're almost the same player. I mean, like, they do match each other in terms of key passes, even though Pedri plays in deeper positions, like I keep continuing to say. In terms of carrying the ball, we thought that Bellingham was a ball carrying machine. Apparently, Pedri is matching Bellingham in carrying the ball. And then we do have, so Pedri is in the blue, right? Pedri is better in progressive passes, the duels percentage. Pedri is better. He's superior. Forward passes, Pedri is better. Bellingham is only better in defensive actions, and he is better in forward passes. That's basically it. And so it makes sense that his forward passes completion rate is higher because he is in higher positions. His defensive actions, he does a lot because he's the only player that can press in the final third, because players like Mbappe and Vini, they're not going to do that. They're too sexy, supposedly, to be doing stuff like that. All they want to do is score goals and be homosexual. So then we have Bellingham is there. Bro, he's being matched by Pedri in terms of key passes. That's insane. But that's basically it. Like, that is my argument between Pedri and Bellingham, is that different roles, different style of plays. And I think that in the end, Pedri will come out on top. Because why? It's not because I'm a Barcelona fan, but because I have seen this story happen before. It happened before. So congratulations to Barcelona for renewing Pedri. Congratulations for Pedri to renew for another 4 to 5 years. It's, I just, he deserves it. He is the future of our midfield, and I can't wait to see what the next 5 years has for us, right? For us Barcelona fans, for Pedri, and for Barcelona in general. That is it. That is going to be wrapping up today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.